sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel McMillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept here winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass.
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today!
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
We are at the Watkins Glen International in beautiful Watkins Glen, New York, at one of the most historic road courses in the United States, Watkins Glen International, as we put ahead to Lake Effect Ice Cream Super Glen Week here for the New Era Cup Series. We are at the Watkins Glen International in Watkins Glen, New York, once again for the Sahlens at the Glen, with a twist as well to the racing this season. It was announced earlier this week that the New Era Cup Series would now be running for this race the classic boot with no inner loop, and you should expect some amazing racing. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marty Johnson. Glad you could join us for New Era Cup Series action. I'm going to have Napa Fan joining me as well because, first off, shout out to him because he was the one that forced me to use Watkins Glen Classic boot no inner loop. And let's talk about the racing, though, because you've been a part of a bunch of the races earlier this week in Super Glen Week, like the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race yesterday afternoon. What could we expect in this race that could be taken over from the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race?
Well, if any of you saw the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race yesterday, you know how wild it can get off of turn number 11, the final turn coming to the start-finish line. And it really came into play yesterday. We had the leaders wreck off of that corner, and then on the final lap of the race, the leader overshot the corner, and second place came to take the race victory. So these guys have to be careful off of that corner, and they even have to be careful to not damage the race car before the cycle of pit stops, because if they have damage before the cycle, they're going to be on the pit lane longer, and that is going to slow them down compared to the other guys. So you have to race a clean race before the cycle of pit stops, or otherwise you're going to lose a lot of time here at Watkins Glen.
Especially with the fact as well that the yellows on road courses, New Era Cup Series rules, are turned off for this. So keep in mind, it should be a fun one to watch out for. Let's take a look at the playoff situation. We are 3 races away from the playoffs beginning, and 5 drivers have punched their ticket into the postseason. Diego Rossello, Zachary Fitzwater, Igor Barreto, Luke Rainey, who clinched with a win last weekend at Michigan International Speedway, and Eric Monaco. They are in to the next round once that begins around September. But that battle for the final spot is getting intense at the moment. Marty Johnson currently holds it 14 points above Jesse Turner at the moment. Back in the 17th, Nathan Stapleton in 18th, 33 back. They all have wins this season, but remember as well, you got to be inside the top 30. And that battle to be in the top 30 is getting pretty exciting. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Sahlens at the Glen. The front row of this race gives us Tyler Marco in the 48, Bobby Frazier in the 40. Row number 2, it's Jonathan Logan in the 21, Edwin Mendes in the 11. The third row, Colin Denton, Johnny Garner. Row 4, Brian Webb, Igor Barreto. The fifth row, Stuart Grant and Jesse Turner. Row 6, points leader Diego Rossello and Eric Monaco. Row 7, Luke Rainey, last week's winner, and Ethan Hoffman, who's won at this track before back in Season 4. In the 8th row, it gives us the 96, Matthew Logan, and CJ Williams in the 24. Justin Zidell is in the 1, Brian Ferris in the 20, that's row 9. Row 10, Christian Vargas and Zachary Fitzwater. Through the rest of the grid we go. Daniel Voyles, Benny Watson, Eli Bright, Marty Johnson, Casey Nanico, Mitchell Collins, Zach Ryan, Alex Lozano, Ryan New and Matt Tuck, John Andrews, Steve Morgan. Then you got Derek Hamill and Owen Miles. Yes, Owen Miles. Cody Smart is out of the ride for the rest of the year. Owen Miles is taking that over. Patrick Smith, Nathan Stapleton, Carter Friesen, Neil Clifford, and the final row, Trey Bartow and Gatlin Downey. As we roll these drivers off once again, 16 laps around the 3.4 mile road course. Remember, first time the New Era Cup Series will tackle the boot, also the first time they do not race in the inner loop. Stages will end today at laps 4, 8, and 16. Napa, why don't you give us the fuel window for us as we are set on 2X about.
Yeah, we got about an 8 to 9 lap fuel window. It'll be a one-stop race for these guys. Only 16 laps, so it'll be just past halfway. And the big thing about the fuel window and the pit stops in general, and like I mentioned earlier on, if you have damage, it's going to get repaired, and that means you're going to be on the pit lane for longer than those who do not have damage. And we mentioned that final corner, turn number 11. If you have damage heading into that pit stop, you're going to lose time to everybody else. So what's really going to be critical in these first 8 or 9 laps is who can keep their car clean before the cycle so they can get the jump on the pit cycle. But either way, very interesting racetrack that we have here, especially considering that we skipped the chicane. It's a massive passing opportunity heading into the carousel as they get that 190-mile-per-hour run right into that corner. And sometimes they can wreck going into that corner, and it's not very pretty. But either way, we're excited to see what could go on here. And Zachary, I know you're looking forward to seeing what can happen here with this version of the Watkins Glen International.
Absolutely. I'm one of the ringers. There's a bunch of ringers. And remember, we got 2 hometown drivers, or 3 hometown drivers in this field. Matt Tuck, Johnny Gardner, and Jesse Turner from this area of New York.
Technically, it's 4 as well if you do count Marty Johnson as well. Jesse Turner, though.
Yes, and Marty Johnson.
Yes, you can't forget about Marty Johnson. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry, but yeah.
We have to know that.
Jesse Turner as well, based out of the Western New York area, currently lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. Make it quick for me, boys. Napa, then Fitzy. Your picks to win.
Yeah, we're going to go with Jesse Turner. I mean, that number 43 is in a pretty good place to start here, right there in the 9th position. Obviously, this is one of his home racetracks, and he's definitely one of the best drivers in the NOFSRL. I'm going to go ahead with Jesse Turner.
I'm going with 2 picks. One of them is Johnny Gardner, driving the Pair Tech 4, and the other is Stuart Grant, my teammate.
Here we go. It's going to be a good one at Watkins Glen, and it's now showtime in New York. Marco, good jump over Bobby Frazier. Coming into the 90 the first time. Brian Webb jumping out of line. 3 wide on the bottom line. A bold, daring move by the driver of the 6. Can he make it stick in the S's? Not just yet. Bobby Frazier, though, good start in the exit of turn number 1. Has the race lead. Marco second. Mendes third. Jonathan Logan fourth. Johnny Garner rounded out the top 5. Here they go into the back straightaway.
Yeah, that was a really good start there for Bobby Frazier. We've seen that outside lane work very well all weekend long in all these races. There goes Edwin Mendes into the inside, just as I said. Carousel, a massive passing opportunity here, Watkins Glen, and Mendes is going to take a position. Jonathan Logan might also get to the inside of our pole sitter, Tyler Markle.
Not where Tyler Markle wants to be, but he could have the advantage here in the entry of the booth. That downhill left-hander. Pretty technical part of this racetrack, Fitzy. But now again, Marco stuck on the high side into this long right hand, not a carousel, but kind of similar to it though, as Marco goes back to 4th.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that one, Marty. There goes Logan for 3rd and going into the heel, we call it here. See, Logan makes the pass stick. Gardner's right with him, and not quite make the pass. Yeah, look at
that.
Oh, Mendes.
Edwin Mendes. He's got a run on Bobby Frazier, though, looking for the race lead. Going to the turn number 10. Frazier cuts him off. Takes the air off of that front splitter. Jonathan Logan, meanwhile, goes wide out of turn number 10. Bobby Frazier, the part-timer. How about that? He's off to a great start. Currently leading lap 1 at the Watkins Glen International. Mendes second. Markle third. Good battle for 4th. It's Jonathan Logan and Johnny Garner. Garner back to 5th.
Yeah, I definitely watch out for Jonathan Logan in this race as well. He's another one of those guys who could pull off a race victory here. And also you got Colin Denton, who's obviously had a lot of success in this series before as well. And, you know, it's all going to come down to who has a clean race car on the pit stops. And if you're right there on the race leader during that last green flag run, of course it's going to be green flag the whole way through, I think any of these guys still have a great opportunity at winning this race. Looks like Marco might be looking to the inside of Edwin Mendes there. Great battle for second here, but Mendes appears to hold on there to that second position.
Mendes losing some ground, though, to Bobby Frazier at the moment out of the carousel there. First side-by-side battle. It's Jesse Turner, Brian Webb. That's a good battle happening for 8th spot. Eric Monaco, you see him in the 3 car, currently in 10th. one of those drivers that is in the playoffs. 3 wins this season for the driver of the number 3 car. And you never know what will happen when Eric Monaco's on the track. He could, depending on how his car does in the pits, because he usually comes out clutch in the end, he could be going for win number 4. We'll have to see what happens. Best battle on track first, side-by-side actions for 6. Igor Barreto and Colin Denton in the heel.
Yeah, Barreto made the pass work, but coming out of a boot, I don't know if he's going to make it work. It's going to be close.
Side-by-side battle for the race lead right now.
Yeah, Bobby Frazier, Edwin Mendes once again have been duking. And Mendes goes way wide. There in turn 10, keeps it going. This will open the door up here for Tyler Markle in the 48. Bobby Frazier's in the wall. Here goes Mendes to the inside. A new leader, the 11 car, Edwin Mendes, goes to the point. Gardner takes a look inside for 3rd on the track. Remember, he's one of the hometown guys here in Watkins Glen, New York. Goes to SUNY Delhi. Back in 4th position. Looking to improve every way he goes. Here's the challenge for the lead. Marco's got a run here, Napa.
Yeah, he's rebounded very well in this race after Frazier overshot that corner, and that's not good for Frazier because he's mostly going to have to repair that damage on the pit lane. But look at Markle right to the inside down the backstretch. We'll have to see if he can get the run in the carousel. But you can't really use this version of Watkins Glen, Marty. So much action going on all over the place here in the Watkins Glen International. There goes Markle looking to the inside, but Mendes going to shut the door on him and keep out front in the number 11.
Fitzy, take us through this battle for the race lead. What is Markle thinking right now early in this race?
I want to be sending it in right now. It's too early on. We're on lap 3 already. I would save the tires till the end of this run before you have to pit. Garner's coming in first. Oh, he go way wide off that corner. Frazier might have... Oh, he stays first. Anyways, yeah, Marco's just pressuring Mendes to make a mistake.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, on that in the rear view mirror, fully on Edwin Mendes at the moment. Last time Edwin Mendes...
Somebody went wide off that heel.
It's the 19 machine.
19 there.
Yeah, Mitchell Collins currently running mid-pack, now where he wants to be. He's currently looking at a must-win situation if he wants to be into the next round of into the postseason come September. But right now, Edwin Mendes to the lead. Oh, Tyler Markle to the wall. Oh, there he goes. Johnny Gardner gets a piece of it. Diego Barreto.
Look out!
And they field accordions back. There's your points leader.
The championship leader.
Diego Rossello involved as well. And big implications for Tyler Markle at the moment. He may have a win this season from Las Vegas. He came in 107 points above the top 30 cutoff. Not where he wants to be at the moment. And he's going to lose a lot of spots here. Tough break for the 48. As we focus our way back up to the front, Jesse Turner's got damage as well in the 43. Same with Matthew Logan.
He was caught up in that one right there in the number 43 machine, and that was a lot like the incident we had yesterday near the end of the race when the race leaders wrecked. And we saw someone come through, gain a lot of positions, and they're all trying to get around Turner here. That 43 is really slow because of the damage, and they're going to be surpassing him left and right around this race course. But that's going to help out Edwin Mendes. He's got a 2-second lead right now. Bobby Frazier now in second. We'll have to see if it's now Jonathan Logan up to second. Great run for the 21 right there. He got around the 40 machine. We're going to have to see if Jonathan Logan can do anything on the number 11 machine here.
Jonathan Logan's been close to winning a race this year. The Nashville Super Speedway started on pole, had one of the good cars here. He goes way wide. Oh, he's on the wall. Takes out Brian Webb. Everyone scatters to avoid it. Oh, Stuart Grant's got to be careful with Brian Webb. They're all being slowed up. That's going to be a hornet's nest here in the exit of the boot. And it's getting crazy here outside of turn 9.
Oh, we're going 3 wide off 9. Oh, this is not going to end well.
They look like they got restrictor plates on here at Watkins Glen International, Napa.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here off of turn 11. We're going to have a lot of side-by-side, and we'll have to see. I mean, they are kind of going slow already, so shouldn't see too much.
Eli Bright
Watson got a little loose off, but they're going to be able to keep it straight there. So that could have been a lot worse there for those guys. Such a tough break there for Jonathan Logan, but that was just simply his own mistake. And now that lead has really opened up for Edwin Mendes in number 11. Got a 3.5-second lead now on Bobby Fraser. Colin Denton, the 18 machine there of Ethan Hoffman, and then the 20 of Brian Ferris. That's the top 5, and they are really spread out now because all these guys who were running top 5 have wrecked. So Mendes just scooting away with this thing right now, but we're still early on in this one here in the Sahlens at the Glen.
Late to mention this as well, but Edwin Mendes, the Stage 1 winner. Bobby Fraser, 2nd. Colin Denton, 3rd. Ethan Hoffman, 4th. Brian Ferris, 5th. CJ Williams, 6th. Zachary Fitzwater, 7th. Stuart Grant, 8th. Marty Johnson, 9th. Eric Monaco is 10th. How about Mitchell Collins? He's up to 10th. Monaco currently back in 11th, was 10th of the line. But Mitchell Collins went off on, I believe it was 2 laps ago. And he's been able to make a comeback, get by all the traffic after that after all those accidents that occurred. Here he goes, looking inside on Marty Johnson. That's for 9th. But Johnson's going to have a nice draft here off of Eric Monaco, going into the heel of the boot.
Oh, Collins just sensing. Oh, somebody else got in the grass.
Yeah, actually might still be the dust from Jonathan Logan a lap before, I do believe. So.
Yeah, probably was. Look at the left side damage, though, to Mitchell Collins. Zachary, is that definitely affecting his pace on the straightaways?
It is. You have to have the car in one piece. Aerodynamics is most important around a road course. If you have damage, well, I can say you are done and he's in the pits. Or
nope,
no,
actually.
No.
Just messed up his exit, I think. You see Benny Watson as well. He's making his way down pit road. It's a slow pit road speed of about 30, 35 miles an hour. And now, there's one car that's exiting the pits, by the way. That's Tyler Markle. Now, this could be interesting here in the S's. This is a dangerous place to merge on the track here. Yikes! Hang on a second, folks.
Yeah, this is going to jam up a little bit right here, but they'll get around him down this backstretch. You got Christian Vargas right behind him in the 00. And going to shuffle him out of the way right there. Vargas going to move to the inside, but go back up to the front of the field. And that number 11 of Edwin Mendes with a near 5-second lead at this point. And it helps because he doesn't have anybody around him. Now, the big question is, he's got to be careful off that final corner. If he overshoots that corner, gets damaged, that's going to open the door for guys behind him who did not do that mistake to possibly gain an advantage on him on the pit lane. But he's got a clean race car right now, and he's got the room and the time to be able to run around this racetrack patiently, so he doesn't have to go off the corner very fast. He can just roll it on the inside and avoid the outside wall, and he can do that.
Marco's
this race
blown
should
up.
be his.
Marco's blown up in the 48. I don't know if you saw that in the background, but that 48's got a lot more damage than it had previously with Gatlin Downey as well. Oh my!
I wonder if they collided.
I'm guessing those two collided somewhere. Remember, we got Carnage Cam after this race, and the Carnage Cam sees everything. I think Luke Rainey may have gotten some damage in the 15.
Patrick Smith in trouble.
Yeah, the 14. Patrick Smith has fallen in a little bit to the back of the pack as well. Let's keep our eyes back up. And you see, Bobby Fraser's come down pit road for his first stop of the day. And now...
you know what? He just overshot the wall significantly. He's got a lot of damage in that 40 machine.
That was... I think that may have been earlier on in the race. I am not too sure. But a bunch of other drivers are joining him. Diego Rossello, Owen Miles, Casey Naco, and Zach Ryan. Now, Napper, I'll ask you this. Do you think it's a good idea to pit early or late here at Watkins Glen?
Well, you definitely want to be early on. You definitely gain an advantage doing that. But I do believe a lot of these guys coming down, the damage is actually getting too much for them. They have to come down to repair it because you see a lot of damage on a lot of those cars in the back of the field.
And Mendes...
Now, for Edwin Mendes, he still has a clean race car. You got to be careful as they're most likely going to catch up here on Tyler Markell here in the 48 machine. He's going off the boot right there, so I don't think he'll get in the way of our race leaders. But for Mendes, if he comes down right now, will he have enough fuel to make it to the end? It's going to be interesting to see how it all goes down for these guys here at Watkins Glen.
Tyler Markle, I don't know what he was thinking, but it's probably because that hood's all crunched up. Hit that guardrail just intentionally or something, like he wanted to stop the car or something. I'm not too sure, though. But yeah, it's been a long way for Marco to get his way down pit road. Mendes, though, I was going to say he probably has the only clean car.
That's going to hurt him. It's going to gain a little bit of damage from that. We'll have to see if Denton and Ethan Hoffman can avoid hitting that outside wall.
And
Denton's
Denton gets into it.
And look at the 18. He's going to be clean once they make this cycle. He may gain an advantage on his teammate Edwin Mendes once they get to that cycle of pit stops.
Ethan Hoffman, by the way, won this race as a part-timer back in Season 4, if I recall correctly. No, actually, check that. It was Season 5 of the New Era Cup Series when he was racing the number 81 part-time for the Gaunt Brothers Racing. Now, the thing is, Mendes may still have a big gap because of Hoffman and Denton being side-by-side for second. It doesn't look like Mendes has some damage at the moment. But Ethan Hoffman, by the way, right now, if you look at how the playoffs look, Ethan Hoffman would currently be would clinch a spot for the playoffs today with how he's been running. Final lap, though, in Stage 2, Mendes is looking to win not just one, but 2 stages today. It's been a while since we've seen someone sweep a New Era Cup Series race since the advent of stages. Brian Ferris, CJ Williams, that's for 4th on track.
Like 24 might have got some damage too, but I with Brian Ferris coming out of the final corner of his past lap. 4 is coming at a heartbeat as well, so...
Yeah,
I'll be very intrigued to see once they come down here. They may be coming down this time by, to be right at halfway, so the window is open for our race leaders, and we'll have to see if Mendes has any damage to repair in that number 11 machine. I'm not sure if we'll get a good angle on the left side. It looks like he might be pretty good. I don't think he's going to have to do too much repairs, but if he's going to hit it again, which thankfully he won't. So I think Mendes is going to be fine. He didn't hit it too hard there, no significant left side damage, so if he can just keep it clean to the end, he's going to have a good shot. But Ethan Hoffman is coming there in number 18, even though he's about 7 seconds behind. That number 18 might be coming pretty quick here at Watkins Glen.
Hoffman didn't really put the gap down that much. Was like about a 10th faster compared to Edwin Mendes. So Mendes wins Stage 2, Ethan Hoffman 2nd, Colin Denton 3rd, Brian Ferris 4th, CJ Williams is 5th, Zachary Fitzwater 6th, Stuart Grant 7th, Marty Johnson 8th, Eric Monaco 9th, and Daniel Voiles currently running in 10th. Nathan Stapleton, we should talk about him right now, currently running in the 12th position, having a good day so far. Remember, he came in 33 points below the cutoff, but if Edwin Mendes does win this race today, that gap would be extended bigger and bigger because we'd have a new winner in the New Era Cup Series this season. And Marty Johnson, by the way, in the 12 car, wow, he's been having a good day, currently in 8th. He does not want to see Mendes win either, because a win would put Johnson out of the playoffs for right now. Yes, it would, especially with how Jesse Turner has been doing as well. He would like to see Ethan Hoffman or Colin Denton catch up to Edwin Mendes, because they already have a win this season. Same with Brian Ferris, and same with CJ Williams and Zachary Fitzwater. They each got a win this season, so if they get another win, that would definitely help out the driver of the number 12. When we come to the line this time, we will see about 9 laps to go. If I'm doing my math correctly. No, excuse me. 7 laps to go at the line. But Edwin Mendes will come down pit road right now at a slow speed, 55 miles an hour. Ethan Hoffman's going to join him as well. Doesn't look like anyone's going to play strategy and take the gamble right now of going an extra lap.
Yeah, this racetrack's way too long to be able to pull something like that. 3.4 miles more fuel is quite a bit of gas. But we are past halfway, so all these guys are going to come down right here. And we'll just have to see who gets the advantage off the pit lane, because the majority of the field's coming down. A couple guys staying out right there, like Lozano in the 88, 47 machine there of Daniel Voiles, and also the 32 of Derek Hamill. So we'll have to see if they end up pulling some strategy and possibly getting a jump. But go back to the pit lane right there. We'll have to see who wins the race off the pit lane.
I think 47 missed a pit lane.
Yeah, I think Voiles was coming down, hit that inside wall. But yeah, Mendes does beat Hoffman and Denton, who's going to come out here in 4th spot. Going to be close. That's going to Brian Ferris. 5th is going to be Nathan Stapleton, so a good stop for that 42 team. Monaco 6th, Matthew Logan 7th, Matt Tuck 8th, Eli Bright 9th, CJ Williams comes out 10th. Bobby Fraser, remember, he pitted earlier, but remember, it was a longer stop for him because of the damage. So I think now this means everyone is cycled through pit road. Fraser, I think, would move up to 6th spot, if I am looking at this right. So right now, I think the provisional race leader would be Alex Lozano.
Lozano, yep. Lozano's yet to make his stop, I do believe, and the same goes for Derek Hamill and Voiles behind him.
Yep.
So, and they were considerable ways behind Edwin Mendes when that cycle began. So I'd imagine Mendes is going to be the new race leader once this whole thing cycles through. And you got to remember, John Logan went off the racetrack all on his own earlier on. That could happen to anybody, including our race leader, Edwin Mendes. And we've seen it happen before at other road courses in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Mendes is not free and clear to win this race quite yet, even though he's got that considerable lead that he has. So, going to be interesting to see if he makes a mistake or if he can race a clean race to the end.
And it looks like Lozano's coming down pit road this time. Yes, he does. Oh, almost got the attenuator there. Yeah, your top...
Some of the cars almost got that barrier there.
Yeah. Top three, they'll all come down, so Mendes should get the lead handed back off to him. Try and find the best battle here, and it's between Stapleton and Frazier. This would be what I think would be for 5th or 6th on the track once the leaderboard updates. We'll show you in just a little bit. But everyone looking good to go the rest of the way because they all came down on laps 9, 10, or 11. But probably not Bobby Frazier when you think of it because he had to pit early, Napa.
Yeah, he might have to make another stop in this race before the end. So it's a tough break there for Bobby Frazier. He may be able to make it to the end, though. It could have just been, a schedule stop later on. Or should I say a schedule stop
to
repair the damage. But,
Whoa. What the?
Trey Barto just got as loose as you can get to a race car without spinning out off of turn 11. What a save for the part-timer, currently in 20th spot.
Ooh, they got some guys off there in turn 1 back in there. I think Fitzy might have been one of those guys in the 4.
And it was.
Yeah, he didn't get a good cycle on the pit stops, but then again, he did have some damage, and that's why he's kind of fallen to the back of the field. I'm sorry about that, man, but we'll just have to see how this all goes down here. If that number 18 can close in, he's under 7 seconds. I think Ethan Hoffman is faster. The big question is, does he have enough time to close in the Mendes before the end of the race? Got ourselves 5.5 laps to go. I mean, we'll just have to see. It's a little ways on the racetrack, but Mendes, as long as he races a clean race, this race is his. But he's got a lot of damage right there in number 11 machine. Looks like he's hit the outside wall.
If I'm Edwin Mendes right now, I'd probably just drive that car as conservative as you can. Don't be taking any risks. And look at Hoffman. There's no left side damage on that 18. And if you think about it as well, that gap's gone down a little bit. Down to under 7 seconds. I would not be surprised now if the gap came down this time. We'll just have to watch Mendes here off of turn 11. Better 11 that time here. Let's see what Hoffman does here in this final turn. Another clean turn there for Ethan Hoffman. So we watch the gap. Let's see, does it dwindle here at the stripe? Just, no. About 6.5 seconds, just near the
It did dwindle a little bit, but that's not enough to be able to close in before the end of the race.
Yeah.
Now, the big question is, Mendes has a lot of damage there. Is that going to slow him down to a point where Ethan Hoffman can close into him before the end of the race? We still have five laps to go in this one. That's plenty of time for Hoffman to close in a 6.5 second gap if Mendes is, say, losing maybe about a second and a half each lap because of that left side damage. It's going to be interesting to see how Mendes manages that.
Matthew Logan with some front-end damage, battling Matt Tuck. That is for 8th on the racetrack. They're having a good battle for right now. Eli Bright's also a part of that battle as well, currently in 10th. It's been a rough year for Eli Bright as well. I don't think a win would put him in the playoffs today or next week. And you know what? While we're at it, we'll just give a plug on what's happening next week. Next week, back on the dirt for the New Era Cup Series. It's at the Springfield Mile. That should be a good one. It's the Ace Hardware Battle. You'll have a full 40 car field for that, so no heat races will be needed for that showdown. Second of 3 dirt races we have set this year for the New Era Cup Series. First one was earlier in the year at Outdoor, and the final one later this year at Oswego when Super Dirt Week comes to a close. But the Ace Hardware Battle, race 25 in the New Era Cup Series this season, August 23rd at 1 o'clock. You do not want to miss out. That is a good one. Mendes off of 11. Another good corner for him. I think this gap is going to be the same just about the line here. At the stripe, it is 4 laps to go.
Like Hoffman got loose coming out of the final corner.
And something happened with Lozano and Webb, and with them exiting pit road, Ethan Hoffman may want to be careful here, because that is traffic that Mendes did not have to deal with.
Yet. Those guys could close in on him. They're a lot closer to Mendes. And like I said, Hoffman closed in about 7/8 of a second that last lap. He's definitely faster than Mendes. I don't know if Lozano or Webb will close in on Mendes, but they could definitely have the speed to catch up to him before the end of the race. And if that's the case, that'll bring Ethan Hoffman right back into this lead battle.
They got those fresher tires, by the way. Webb, though, the front end damage. Lozano, I don't think he's got any damage at all whatsoever. Here we go. Look at this battle for third between Brian Ferris and Colin Denton. This is enough to be a good one. They got left side damage as well.
Yeah, that battle's intense. Ooh! I thought Monaco was going to shove Bobby Frazier in the grass.
As they go into the bottom. Or excuse me, the toe of the boot now entering the bottom. And Brian Webb has not for a spot, but Ethan Hoffman has gotten by. So most likely I'm going to guess Snapper is because of that back straightaway speed, because of that front end damage.
He's definitely, you see the buckle on the hood right there. That's definitely going to hurt the aerodynamics. And this is a high-paced course, no matter where you are, really. I mean, especially the back stretch and even that front stretch in the boot. You're going to lose a lot of time from those areas. Ethan Hoffman's really pushing it here, trying to catch up to Mendes. And this time around, he lost a little bit of time. Now, given he did have to get around Brian Webb right there, but at this point, it's going to take Mendes making a dreadful mistake for Mendes to lose this race. Still, Ethan Hoffman's going to keep on pushing. We got a great battle there for third, even though it's 17 seconds off the race lead. Colin Denton, Brian Ferris going for it pretty hard right there. Looks like Denton's going to take it right away.
Absolutely. How about the battle as well for fifth? Nathan Staple to Eric Monaco. Oh, it's not over yet, though, for third.
I called it that Denton sent it in too deep. He got wide, and Ferris got back around him.
Absolutely. Edwin Mendes now tackling his way through the boot. Going to be 2 laps to go this time by at the line. We're still focusing on that battle for third position. A win for Mendes would, at the moment, take Marty Johnson out of the playoffs. Don't think it would be enough to get through. You know what? 30? 20? Nope. I don't think it would be enough to get by Johnny Garner, but it would depend as well on the stages, because Garner, 8 laps down in last position. He's obviously had an issue with the race earlier on, so that had to happen at around stage 2. So it would be close between Johnson and Garner. If Johnson gets by Garner, though, in points, Marty Johnson would be the last one in.
There might be someone up here who's got an issue. Those
guys,
Lozano just stopped on the racetrack.
Oh, and Denton gets into
Denton
him.
had nowhere to go.
Hoffman in the wall as well.
Best game right now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Colin Denton. He may have messed up the corner there or something. They lose a lot more spots, so I think he's going to bring it down to pit road and get that looked at. Unfortunate for Colin Denton, a good chance to finish in third or fourth. 2 laps to go this trip. Oh, Mitchell Collins! Hard into the wall. Sledgehammer shot with Steve Morgan. Ouch!
I saw that.
Yeah, Morgan slid up there off the corner, and Collins was to his outside, and he got sent right into the inside wall right there. So much going on here. I mean, we saw a lot of carnage in yesterday's Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. It's not an uncommon thing here. It's just the way this place is, but tough break for a lot of guys. It's going to shake up the championship standings, no doubt about it.
So as I was talking about, by the way, depending on where Johnson ends up, that should move him up to right now about 17th spot. Marty Johnson, it would be tough game by Johnny Garner, but remember, we'll contact there with Trey Bartow. But the thing you got to consider here is, though, Johnny Garner has 2 wins compared to Johnson's 1. Even if Johnson is ahead of Garner in standings, Johnny Garner would still be in because of his 2 wins compared to the one that Johnson has for the Daytona 500. Now, it's going to depend on if Johnny Garner is outside of the top 30 after today. If Garner is outside of the top 30, then that would put Marty Johnson in at the moment because he would be in the top 30. Mendes drives it off of 11, and this time he sees the white flag 3.4 miles to go at Watkins Glen for the driver of the 11.
Yeah, it's going to take a major mistake for him to lose this race at this point, but I don't know. With what we've seen so far, with all these other guys going off the race course and all that, Mendes could still make that mistake. It's going to be interesting, but all he's got to do is run a clean lap, and this race victory is his here at Watkins Glen. A little bit on the calmer side. I mean, not necessarily on the calmer side when it comes to wrecks, but because a lot of those guys who were top 5 ended up wrecking, that allowed the 11 of Edwin Mendes to pull away and just take this race lead away. So we'll have to see if he can hold on for this final lap, but I do believe that he's going to be in the best position here coming to the checkered flag.
Hey, just catch up to them or so.
Yeah, Mendes does have lap traffic ahead. Justin Zidell and Alex Lozano. I think that's all he's going to have to deal with, and Mendes will win it. But just has to be patient here in these final set of corners. Not too far away from the checkered flag just yet, but Edwin Mendes is about to deliver once again in that FedEx Toyota. Last season, this team was just had an awful season with Joey Hightower behind the wheel. We had one car in the dust, and that was for the blown-up 19 of Mitchell Collins, trying to make his way back to the start-finish line. Lets his teammate go by here. Got a little bit close there, but Mendes got by without an issue. Out of the boot for the final time. Gonna be win number 1 of the year for the driver of the number 11. And I believe it's gonna punch his ticket into the playoffs. Out of turn 11, Edwin Mendes is gonna take home the Sahlens at the Glen at Watkins Glen International. Win 1 of the year for him. Ethan Hoffman will finish in the 2nd position. It's a 1-2 finish for Joe Gibbs Racing. How about Eric Monaco coming home in 3rd position? Nathan Stapleton will take 4th here. Oh, he make it 3rd!
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened in the finish for the win yesterday in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Monaco going to lose a position right there to Stapleton.
Eli Bright 5th. And it doesn't look like teammates are too happy at each other. Ethan Hoffman, I know with how he finished, he's going to be in the next round of the playoffs, or when we get to the postseason. I keep saying that all the time. I don't know why. The 24 machine, CJ Williams, despite finishing in the 10th position, a lot of drivers with damage there at the end of that showdown. I think looks like Williams will be in the next round of in the postseason. I don't think Mitchell Collins will be in just yet, or Brian Webb. Collins obviously has to win. But, yeah. Carter Friesen, I think, would be in today. Remember the magic number when we take a look is going to be if you're at least 120 points above the top 30 and you have a win, you'll be good. I know Ethan Hoffman will have that exactly by being in the playoffs. But here are... get them loaded up here for you, your official race results. Edwin Mendes gets it done. Let's get your thoughts on the race first before we head to the Carnage Cam here.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. Not exactly what we saw yesterday, but a big reason is because a lot of the guys who were up there in that battle with Edwin Mendes ended up wrecking early on in this race. And, Watkins Glen, you just never know what you're going to get. It's like a, box of Russell Stover chocolates. And, we ended up getting one of those calmer races here today, but... it was still a great race. I'm glad you used this version, and we had a lot of great battles at the beginning, but Edwin Mendes was able to scoot away from everyone because all the guys that he was battling with wrecked. And it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes here, but still, great race there. And Edwin Mendes with a huge clutch win here late in the going to punch his ticket into the playoffs here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, that was interesting. Plus championship implications as well added on top of it. So yeah, we got a calmer end of the race. Not like the first half was chaotic. So yeah, that was pretty entertaining, I would say.
All right, now it's time to see what happened to all the drivers that DNF'd. It's time for the Carnage Cam. All right, Carnage Cam time. So this was coming to lap 4 of the race, of the final lap of stage 1. Watch Tyler Markle here in the 48 off of turn 11. Overdrives turn 11, and Johnny Garner nowhere to go. Gets into the outside wall. There's Igor Barreto, who just got a piece of it. Then watch your points leader, Diego Rossello and Jesse Turner. Ooh, Turner just got in the back of Rossello. Marco didn't have anything to do with that. On board with Diego Rossello.
Yeah, coming through the corner here. With all that smoke, it's kind of hard to tell where everything is. And he tried to avoid the 48, but Turner had other ideas and got that number 9 into the inside wall. Just a little bit tough break there for a points leader of Diego Rossello. But like I said, this is the way the cookie crumbles here at Watkins Glen. It's a tough place, and like Talladega, well, quite a bit like Talladega. They call it the super speedway of road courses. Definitely tough break for all those guys there, and a massive accident off the corner.
Watch this, going down the back straightaway here. This is in the back of the pack as well. Watch Tyler Markle get... Did he just get punted out of the way by his teammate? Oh, he did. Into the tires. And up and into Gatlin Downey. And watch the shot this 52 is going to take. Ouch. That's got to hurt. Fitzwater, let's just show you Rossello's angle. We'll have you take it here.
There we go. Oh yeah, he just straight up punts him. And then he tucks out poor Gatlin down. He is a bystander.
There's gonna be a lot of angry people inside the Hendrick Motorsports team shop when they have their Monday meeting. But yeah, a lot of not happy drivers. That's usual on a road course though. So this is in the heel of the boot. Watch Jonathan Logan just go way wide there. Let's get these tires here on the outside. Take a shot there. And there was Brian Webb with the damage he took. Heavy damage for Jonathan Logan. Colin Denton did a good job to miss that accident, though. I'll tell you that. But yeah, that was what happened with the 21. Let's see what else happened. All right. Finally, in the Carnage Cam, Mitchell Collins and Steve Morgan. This is off of turn 11 once again. Ooh, way loose. And then Morgan just got into him. And that is a shot for the number 19.
That's a painful shot.
Yeah, and I think, and there's no safer barrier there, I don't think. And I think everyone else got by cleanly. Yeah, everyone else did. But let's show you Mitchell Collins is on board here. You can see it's off of turn 11. Yeah. Morgan just got into him. Tough break for Mitchell Collins. He's not going to be happy after that one either. So that's your Carnage Cam. We'll calculate the stage points and show you how the playoff picture looks with 2 races to go. So today, after the race at Watkins Glen, 7 more drivers have punched their ticket into the postseason. The drivers that are now in are Diego Rossello, Zachary Fitzwater, Eric Monaco, Ethan Hoffman, CJ Williams. They are now in. Luke Rainey, he was in last week. Igor Barreto, Carter Friesen, Colin Denton. Excuse me. Continuing on, Brian Webb, Edwin Mendes, and Brian Ferris. They are all in the playoffs. And now 4 spots remain vacant with 2 races left to go. The magic number above the top 30, if you have won a race, just has to be plus 120. And the guys that are 13 through 16 have not reached that threshold yet. So now their magic number next week has to be plus 60. If they're 60 points above the top 30, they are in. But they also got to look at as well what their situation is with drivers that are 17th and have a win this season. So we look at Patrick Smith. He's currently 75 points above the guy 17th, the first guy out, and 100 points above the top 30. Tyler Markle, currently 71 above in 17, 96 above in the top 30. Neil Clifford, who's in 15th, 54 up on the guy in 17th, and 79 points above on the guy in the top 30. And then you look at Marty Johnson. Now this is where it gets Johnny Garner. Now that's where it gets interesting. He's 35 points above the top 30, but he's got 2 wins this year. He just has to focus on making it above the top 30, and he will be good to go for right now. But then, so technically, when you think of it, Neil Clifford is the last guy in. First one out would be Marty Johnson, 54 points below, but he's inside the top 30. In fact, every winner we've had this season is inside of the top 30. Johnson, now 54 below. Stapleton 62 below, and Turner 76 below. They would be the first ones out. But everything is going to be interesting when we go to a new track next week. Everything is going to change there. We're going to the Springfield Mile for the Ace Hardware Battle. Start time is going to be 1 o'clock. 40 car field, by the way. No heats will be needed. But look out for that one. It's going to be a fun one. But a good race we had today at Watkins Glen. More drivers punching their ticket into the postseason. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's coverage. On behalf of Napa fans and Zachary Fitzwater, I'm Marty Johnson. You've been watching the NOFSRL New Era Cup Series. We congratulate Edwin Mendes on his first win of the season in the Sahlens at the Glen. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to Napa fan for sponsoring today's race as well. And so long from New York.